Officer Garrett Rolfe is the officer that shot and killed Rayshard Brooks. I did not really talk about this topic on my podcast because there were just so many topics that had happened and that I wanted to talk about as well. But I'm going to give you guys a little brief backstory of what exactly happened, and then we're going to delve a little deeper into this story. So, Rayshard Brooks was drunk in his car. A Wendy's employee stated to the cops that, there was a guy sleeping in his car and he was blocking the drive-through of the Wendy's drive-through. And I just wanted to bring to light that this all happened in Atlanta, Georgia. But, so yes, the Wendy's cashier tells them that, hey, he's blocking the drive-through, and if you guys can come and kind of settle the situation. So the cops come, they, are talking to him and everything. They tell him to get out of the car and everything. Rayshard is complying. He's complying the whole time. I believe this whole situation occurred for about 30 minutes or a little under 30 minutes. But they interrogated him for just that long. And in the process of them doing this, they told him if he would take a breathalyzer test, which he complied with. He took the breathalyzer test. They found out he was drunk. Now, Rayshard also admitted to the police that he was drunk. He told them, I'm really drunk, He told them that he was so drunk that he didn't even know what exactly he drank. And then he goes on to tell them, if you guys need me to, I will leave my car here and I will not go anywhere in my car and just sit it there, and I will walk to where I need to go to. He goes on to tell them that his sister lives down that block and that she's so close that he can literally walk to her house. The police refuse to let him do that, and they still keep interrogating him. They still keep running him around the loop. It gets to a point where they end up, tackling him down, handcuffing him. And, Rayshard, he's still drunk. So, he's not really all the way there at this moment because he's under the influence. But he ends up, being thrown down to the ground. They're trying to handcuff him, and then they're trying to use the stun gun on him. He then sits there and he wrestles the two cops that are there on him. The other cop's name was Officer Brosnan, but he's wrestling the two cops. He somehow ends up getting a stun gun himself, while the other officer still has his stun gun, and he's running. The officer's trying to shoot him with the stun gun. Then Rayshard starts to shoot the stun gun at the officers as well. When this happens, the Officer Garrett Rolfe takes out his gun and shoots, and shots fired into the back of Rayshard Brooks. Now, a lot of people are saying that, that was unnecessary, which it was. Rayshard had a non-lethal weapon. A stun gun is only going to stun you. That's all it's going to do. It's going to stun you and stop you temporarily. It won't kill you. But the officer took it a step further to take a to take a real gun and to shoot him, which did kill him. Now, there's been so many videos that surfaced around where people that were not black, they were doing the same similar situations where, the cops were giving them a runaround and they ended up getting a hold of the lethal weapons of the officers. And these things even went a step further as to people taking the officers' cars and, shooting at the officers with their guns, but still not being killed. And we can definitely just tell it was because of the color of their skin. But fast forward to today, Officer Garrett Rolfe may be facing the death penalty. Now, within this ruling, they are stating that he has 11 cases that he is facing due to the charges of Rayshard Brooks. And the cases include a felony murder for killing Rayshard, and also, that's all they say here is that it was a felony murder. I have quite a few notes here on this, guys, so I'm just going through them just to see where I want to read and everything else, because there's tons of information. I would hate to miss this stuff. So it says 11 total charges for Officer Garrett Rolfe in the shooting death of Rayshard Brooks. The charges include felony murder, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and violation of oath. So those are just the first 4 that he's being charged with, or first 3 that he's being charged with. But he's still got other charges that are being dropped on him. This is what Yamik Alcindor said. This person said, Fulton County DA Paul Howard says former Officer Garrett Rolfe is being charged with 11 charges, including felony murder, 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, criminal damage to property, violation of oath, and aggravated assault for kicking Rayshard Brooks. Yes, so him and the other officer, so one officer pretty much held him down while the other officer pretty much did the beating. So, yeah, these guys are definitely getting what they deserve. Now, as for the other officer that was involved in this situation, he is now a state witness for the Rayshard Brooks shooting and will give a statement in the following days. I feel like they're going to try to not give him as much time, but I feel like, they really need to try these officers, because it is a shame that this stuff is going on at this point, guys. As I said earlier when I was talking to you guys about the Mammy situation, I just really want people that are non-black, that are still thinking that all lives matter. I just really want you guys to understand this from the point of view that we are looking at this type of stuff. Now, there are, videos, there are, pictures that you can see where there is blatant differences. And, there could be a case in a rape case, and one is a person that's completely innocent but was found in the act of something, and that person can be black and go to prison for life. And the person that did the same crime that is white would probably only go to prison or jail for a year, just based off of them doing the same crime. It's ridiculous. If you guys don't see a complete difference in between these cases, that things are not equal, then I don't understand what you guys are technically looking at. Because it's pretty clear as to what is going on here. It is complete and utter discrimination. Things must be changed. I also wanted to talk a little bit about police reform. Now, I seen on Instagram yesterday that T.I., the rapper, he posted a picture on Instagram about different ways that officers are looked at in different countries. And this may surprise you as how officers are treated in other countries. So let's go ahead and read these off. In Norway, they are required to have 3 years of training to become a police officer. Between 2002 to 2016, they had 4 fatalities caused by police officers. 4 complete fatalities happened within the gap of 2002 to 2016.